Good morning, it's Donna from Design Success and welcome to my Monday at 9 a.m. Facebook Live here in New Zealand. So I'm hoping that for some of you that are out there that you're starting to think about how you could possibly be thinking about charging your services as a package. Now I know that there's a lot of people out there in various parts of the industry charging packages versus the hourly rate, and the reason that they do that is because it works really, really well for them. Often one of the biggest challenges or comments that I get when I'm doing my strategy sessions with my Design Success potential clients is around the money. And a lot of them say, you know, they either have come from a past career or job where they've been on a salary or a profession where they haven't had to consider what they might be charging. But what I've found with the interior design world is that everyone has in the past been on an hourly rate. And what it does is it actually means that it's a lot of work. And I know this obviously because I've been an interior designer for over 20 years now. And I always charge myself out an hourly rate too. And initially I started on, I think it was $30. And then that went up to $75. Then it went up to $90. Then it went up to $120. And then it went up to $150. And this is all plus GST, obviously not plus GST when it was back at the lower rates when I first started my business. I wasn't charging GST. So what I want you to think about is the many pros and cons versus using the hourly rate for your clients versus using the package rate. So some of the pros are that definitely your client gets a fixed price. So this is when we're talking about packages. So they get a fixed price, they know what it's going to cost to work with you. They know what value they're going to get when they work with you because you've detailed all of that in your package. And then they know that they can put that into their budget when they're budgeting for maybe borrowing money from the bank, maybe putting together their budget, knowing where they're going to be spending all their money on their projects and so on. The other really awesome thing about a package is it's really inclusive. So it gives them a list of all the things that you're going to do for them. And a really great example I can use for you is one of my ideal clients that has worked previously on one of my packages came back to me to do some finishing touches. So we'd done all the renovation of the kitchen, we'd done all the painting throughout the house, and I'd done some various other bits of furniture, and then she stopped due to sort of spending and budget and so on, and then came back to me another 6 months later, and she was keen to move on to the next room, which was her living room, where she had an existing couch, coffee table, television in there, all those sorts of things. And she said to me, can you do me a package? So for me that was an awesome actually it was the evidence that my client really, really loved being on a package. She loved the fact that I'd given her a previous package, which was my renovation results package, which covered all of the aspects of her previous renovation. And then what happened this time is I was able to provide her with my finishing touches package, which meant that I was going to do furniture, rug, coffee table, TV unit, and curtains in that room. And of course for her, I gave her this package. She knew what she was getting, and all of those things I was going to cover off on that. For me, one of the other amazing pros, getting myself confused. One of the other amazing pros of using that packages is it saves me so much in administration. Not that I'm doing my administration myself now, but also as you start to grow your team, it means that there's less work. So what happens for me is that when I charge a package out, my client receives their package price, they pay 50% deposit before I start working on their job, and then the balance is due when the job is completed. If the job were to drag on, like if it was a massive renovation or a new build, you might want to work on doing some installments during that period as well. Sorry, I'm just going to refer to my notes because I do get easily sidetracked. One of the cons of the hourly rate, in my opinion, is that what happens is you can easily lose track. I mean, unless you're using Asana or Teamwork or something to actually chart and keep a tally of your hours, you've got to be really diligent around that, because I know that I certainly wasn't as I was growing my business. So you've got to be really diligent around tracking your hours and knowing the time that you're spending on each client job. I know I hear a lot of interior designers say, well, I went and picked up this, or I popped around to see the client and then they asked me this, and this, and then I feel that I can't charge them for that time. Whereas when you've got a package, you've built in some contingency for all of those sorts of things, and therefore you're not losing money by looking back and going, oh my gosh, I had a package, I did all these things for my client on an hourly rate, and now I feel like I can't charge them for it. And this is something that I hear a lot of designers say, is that they do a lot of work and then they feel that they can't be charging for it. Well, you need to be making sure that you are charging for everything, and that's where the package, being all inclusive, can allow for that. And the package is not just, you know, a sum of all your hours or a sum of what time you think that it takes. It's around more about the value. So you need to get your thinking changing and thinking about the value that you're providing for your clients, rather than thinking about the hours that you're working to provide these various services, because your clients ultimately are buying the end result, not, you know, all the other little bits and pieces. They're actually buying a result from you, and they're going to be buying a package based on the value that you're going to be providing to them. You know, they want that beautiful home, they want that living room that looks like it's out of a magazine, or they want a home that has amazing storage and solves all those problems that they'd had in the past. Some of the other things I wanted to talk about to make life easy for you is creating a template. So I'm all about creating templates for everything, so that you don't have to recreate everything every time you're doing it. So the awesome thing about a template is that you can refer back to it. So creating a template that you can refer back to, so you're not reinventing the wheel every single time that you're visiting a client. Be really clear on what it includes. So very, very much around the detail, and having all of the information in there, so they're very, very clear about what you're going to be doing for them in the package. And then if there's anything that's outside of that package, they know that it's not included in those prices. And I've got another really great example of a fabulous client of mine, another ideal client who I did a renovation results package for. And as we were getting to the end of the package, and she'd grown in confidence, and when we started to move into a finishing touches package, which was really, really awesome, where I did cushions and window treatments, some accessories, side tables that weren't included in her initial renovation results. And she came to me one day, and I hadn't actually detailed that there was a rug in there, and then she decided that she wanted to replace an existing rug. And she actually was the one that said to me, Donna, I know that the rug isn't included in your package, and I appreciate that you'll be charging me additionally for that. So the client actually asked and expected to be paying for that. So that's just perfect. That's my ideal client, understanding the boundaries around my package and what it actually included. So that's a really, really good example around that. Also, you've got to be marketing your packages to your ideal client, because your ideal client will want your packages. You'll see that many people, the fashion industry is actually a really good example of it. When you go on and you're possibly looking for someone to help you be a stylist, help you with clothing packages, all those sorts of things, you'll see that a lot of the stylists have packages. So they do colour analysis, they do shopping trips, and they've created packages. And what that does is that for us that jump onto their website, it makes it really, really clear about what they're offering, and we're then really, really inclined to go, yes, I want that package there because I want to have my colours done, or I want that package there because I want to go on a shopping trip, but I also want her to come back and analyse my current wardrobe or something like that. So remembering that if you're putting your packages onto your website, you've got to be really clear around your marketing and your wording, so that you're attracting your ideal clients that will see the package and say, yes, 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 all of those things apply, and I want to buy that package. Not necessarily needing to put pricing on there, because once your client engages with you, maybe in a phone conversation, or starts to email you or make contact with you, that's when you can really ascertain who they are and what they need, so that you can provide that for them. Talked about focusing on the value, about creating templates, being really clear, and about your marketing. So that's probably all I'm going to say about packages. I think for many interior designers who have a fear or a block possibly around packages, is that you actually need to start trialing them. So, you know, start off with 1 or 2 packages and put together the create the package around what you know that your ideal client is looking for. And then don't get fixated around the price, but around creating the value, so that they're actually buying that value. What are they going to get in that package? based on the results or the brief that they've given you. So be really clear about that, and then start to look at your marketing so that you're marketing those packages to those ideal clients. I'd really love to hear if you have any comments around packages, if you've created any packages. I know that many of my graduates have worked really hard on creating their packages for their ideal clients, and I know that they happily say they've got evidence that their clients are loving the packages. I know that they're loving the packages because in terms of your administration and in terms of giving something to your client that's valuable, it's super easy to sell your client into a package. So love to hear your comments if any of you have used packages and how they've worked for you. Any questions about packages, fire them away in the comments for those of you that aren't live on the call today and don't have any questions for me. And head over to designsuccess.co.nz if you'd like to know more about how I can help you in my program. Packages and pricing is something that we cover in one of the modules in my 10-week, 12-module program. Currently, I'm running one at the moment, and we're on to week 4 with an exciting bunch of ladies. And next year, my program starts on February, launching in February after the holidays. So if you're starting to think about now what you can be doing between Christmas and the new year and how you're going to change or upskill your business, upgrade your website, about considering moving yourself off hourly rate and onto packages, I'm really happy to chat to you about how Design Success can help you. I'm happy for you to email me, donna@designsuccess.co.nz, or jump onto my website, like I said, www.designsuccess.co.nz, if you'd like to find out any more information. So hi Rachel, nice to see you joining us. Today I was just talking about packages, so I am just at the end of the Facebook Live, but head over to my Facebook page. I'm going to publish it now and listen to what I've got to say about packages. Have a great day out there, everyone. It's windy and wild here in Auckland, and I'm glad that I'm tucked up here in my office nice and warm while I'm going to be working on some client projects today. So have a great week, and we'll see you next Monday at 9 a.m. New Zealand Standard Time on Facebook Live. Ciao for now.